Hello and welcome to Tattoos of the Unidentified. It's Season 1, Episode 2. A woman checks into a luxury hotel. She gives her name, she gave her number, she gave her address. So why is she still unidentified 18 years later? It's a mysterious case of Mary Anderson. Mary Anderson. On an unseasonably warm autumn day on October 9th, 1996, a middle-aged, heavy-set woman stepped from a taxi around the corner from the Hotel Vintage Park, a luxury boutique hotel located in downtown Seattle. The woman was well-groomed with finely shaped brows, expensive makeup, and a pearly manicure. She carried 2 bags with her as she made her way towards the hotel entrance. She walked up the thickly carpeted lobby to the hotel desk. She had called about an hour earlier to book a room. She pulled about $350 cash from her expensive olive green woven leather purse and paid for 2 nights. She signed the register with the name Mary Anderson. Later, when the desk clerk was questioned about the woman, he said that she had no accent and there was nothing about her that made her stand out from the hundreds of other guests that had stayed at the hotel. The woman walked along the long carpeted hallway until she came to room 214. Room 214 was a $175 a night superior guest room. She went into the room and bolted the door shut behind her. In the 2 days that the woman was there, she didn't call anyone or call for room service. She did, however, hang up about half a dozen velour jogging-type outfits in the closet. She also put a Do Not Disturb sign on the door. Then she got ready for what would be the last moments of her life. At some point, she put on some pink Estee Lauder lipstick. She combed her auburn hair. She also wrote a note on the hotel stationery and mixed some cyanide into a glass of Metamucil. She opened her Bible to the 23rd Psalm. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pasture. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Eventually she reached over for her glass. We'll never know what she was thinking alone in that room. Was she elated that it was finally going to happen? Was she afraid? Did she have a last fleeting moment of doubt before she drank it? On the 11th, when the woman hadn't checked out at noon, the front desk manager got the bellboy to go up to the room. The bellboy knocked on the door but got no answer. Thinking that the person might be a heavy sleeper or hearing impaired, he then went back downstairs to get the desk manager. The front desk manager then in turn got the engineer so they could bypass the lock. When they opened the door, they found the woman lying on a bed that had been stripped of its sheets. Her hair was neatly combed, her face carefully made up. Her arms were down at her side, and a large black Bible open to the 23rd Psalms was lying face down against her chest. Her feet were bare. Her head was propped up on a small pile of dark-colored pillows. She was dressed in black leggings and a black top. Her eyes were closed. She looked like she was asleep, but when the front door manager touched her wrist, he couldn't find a pulse. The Seattle police were called. When they arrived, they saw no sign of a struggle. Inside of her luggage, they found an iron, slippers size 10, a cobalt blue Himalayan outfitter's jacket, black leather gloves from Nordstrom's, Estee Lauder cosmetics, toothpaste, perfume, Metamucil, Crystal Light, pantyhose, and a kitchen bowl. When they checked her purse, they found it contained $36.78 in cash, but no ID. She also had no keys and no credit cards. Under the bottle of Metamucil, they found the note that she had written. To whom it may concern, I have decided to end my life, and no one is responsible for my death. Mary Anderson. P.S. I have no relatives. You can use my body as you choose. Also found was either the Seattle Weekly or the Stranger. It was open, and there were 3 pressed maple leaves on the page. At first, police thought that this was just going to be another routine suicide until they checked out her address and found out it didn't exist. The phone number didn't exist either. They went and looked at the hotel registration. The experts said that you could see hesitation marks on her signature. The King County Medical Examiner's Office had been notified when the body was found. When they examined the body, they found that the woman had had some sort of breast surgery, possibly a breast reduction, that had produced scars beneath both breasts and around the nipple area. They also found that she was using a copper intrauterine device to prevent pregnancy. The medical examiner's office ran an initial check of fingerprints through several agencies, Interpol, NCIC, APHIS, and the RCMP, and nothing was found. There was also a check for dental records. That too proved futile. Computer searches and missing person checks were also done, and nothing was ever found. Mary Anderson has now been unidentified for 18 years. Investigators are no closer to finding out her identity than the day they found her dead. She was embalmed and buried at the county's expense at Crown Hill Cemetery. A headstone marks the grave of a man buried in the same plot as Mary Anderson, but she doesn't have her own grave marker. Somewhere, someplace, there has got to be a family that is missing her. Mary Anderson was about 5'7" tall and about 240 pounds. She had short, reddish-brown hair and brown eyes. She was likely between 33 to 45 years of age, but could be slightly younger or older. She never had children. She owned 2 pairs of eyeglasses and shopped at mid-range department stores. The clothes she wore, The Villager by Liz Claiborne and Alfred Dunner, were available at what was then Bon Marche or at J.C. Penney's. In Canada, she could have bought those brands at Sears or Hudson's. She preferred bright lipstick, Starlight Pink, or Rich and Rosy. She wore Estee Lauder Private Collection perfume. She used a copper intrauterine device. She had some sort of breast surgery at some point. It had produced scars beneath both breasts and around the nipple area. Her hair was combed, her nails were painted cream white, and she wore makeup. She had a dental plate. At the time of her death, she was wearing black leggings and a black top. If you have any information on who Mary Anderson might be, please call King County Medical Examiner's Office at 206-731-3232. This agency number that I'm giving is really important. You have to give it when you call about the case. It's 96-1207, so I'll give it again. It's 96-1207. Thank you for listening. I'd like to say thank you to Maria for researching this case. If you like this podcast, you might consider liking us on Facebook. The Facebook page is www.facebook.com/tattoos of the unidentified. We also have a Twitter page, www.twitter.com/tattoos of UID.